Hello everyone, welcome back. It is December 30th, 1941, with another turn of Yamamoto's Folly. Now, my opponent this turn named the turn Red, Akai, which is red in Japanese. When he sent it to me, I'm not sure what that is referring to. He says that when I play the turn, I'll know. So, with that in mind, let's see what happens today. Looks like those cruisers are still on station at Taboa, one of these, that base right there, whatever that is, Tobali. There we go. So we're kind of protecting these ships down here. I may run more surface vessels down here to engage, but I do know he has carriers and a lot of air power down here. So I want to be kind of cautious about that. I'd rather protect my landings here at Sambis before going too far, especially because I don't have carriers of my own. If I had the KB here, sure, I'd charge ahead, but I don't want to leave my ships exposed to his torpedo bombers. It's just a good it's a good way to lose ships, and I'd rather not do that. A little ASW action here north of Kuching as he continues to try to get in among my ships. Looks like, oh, you're kidding me. Looks like two of my ships hit mines at Wake. Both of my subs sink. Oh, that's frustrating. I don't know why they were at Wake. I didn't believe their patrol took them to Wake anymore. But that's a bummer. Anyway, we're bombarding Port Moresby. We were hoping to catch some ships here that were at Port Moresby previously, but it looks like they have left. So all we do is tangle with their defensive guns and really don't do a lot of damage. They do more damage to us than we do to them, that's for sure. A lot of coastal defense at Port Moresby. Unloading at Kiska up in the Aleutians. Some sub-action at Oosthaven, but they miss. So I'm so used to having our subs connect during the night phase that it's a little disappointing when they don't. Oscars sweep Singapore. Looks like we're taking some damage here, but we take out two of his planes. I lose an Oscar sweeping over Clark Field, and an Oscar sweeping over Singapore. Zeros sweep Port Moresby. We lose a zero and take out a Buffalo. And we sweep over Rangoon with no losses on either side. And now going after Bataan, taking 3 zeros as losses, and 2 Warhawks go down. Still taking some losses here. These lightnings are chewing us up pretty badly. Yeah, terrible day in the air for us as we lose 5 planes, 4 of them zeros, while only taking out 4 of his. Some Lancers now entering the mix. First time we've seen that plane, I believe. Lancers are kind of a proto-Thunderbolt, kind of an early P-37, or the plane that was developed later into the P-37. They have good high-altitude performance. But in this case, their first kind of debut was not that great. We do lose a 0 and a Nell, but we take out 3 Lancers, and it looks like several planes on the ground. And lose another Oscar there, and a Betty. Not a great day for us in the air, that's for sure. not a great day for us navally, too. Losing those submarines really, really smarts. Let me lose another 0 there. Losing those submarines really smarts, and it was completely unnecessary. That didn't need to happen. Another Betty goes down to flak, destroy a Warhawk on the ground. And another Warhawk on the ground. Keeping Qingchao enclosed here. And continuing to destroy planes on the ground there. Still losing planes above Bataan. Oh, nice work on the ground there, destroying several planes. Doing a little bombing here. Still losing planes to flak, but doing some good damage on the ground, destroying a couple more. Man, the flak is just vicious just today. Losing so many planes. I can't stop thinking about those 2 submarines we lost at the beginning of the turn. It's just, oh, it hurts. It hurts so bad. It's one of the things about playing, you know, a play-by-email campaign rather than a versus the AI. There's no going back. There's no reloading the last save and checking to see if you did something wrong or set them in the wrong place. So this is interesting. Catalina's flying after our shipping at Sama. So long-range attack there. Putting 3 bombs into the AP Hakozaki Maru on fire and heavy damage. Not good for us at all. Coming in at 100 feet, just skimming the waves and evading our cap there. Some bombing at Kuala Lumpur. It's time for me to move some cap there, obviously. B-10s go in at Miri. I'm surprised that my cap doesn't really intercept them at all. Going after the Cebu airfield yet again, damaging 11 Catalinas. That's good. And we put a bomb in the Arcturus. Where are my carriers? I don't see them here. They're not on the map, but I should have a carrier force right about here ready to strike as well. Betties go after this group at Makassar, doing some good damage. Yeah, torpedo hits. That's great. So I shouldn't have fast-forwarded through that, guys. Sorry about that. Torpedo hit on the WitP, and it sunk. Torpedo hit on the Banker, and it sunk, and a torpedo hit on the De Ruyter, that cruiser, on fire and heavy damage. That's great news for my Betty group. They're flying from Jolo, I believe. Yeah, just in range for my torpedoes at this time of this Betty group. Almost makes up for losing those subs earlier in the turn. And Betty's fly again, this time at Wake, putting a torpedo in the Beetlejuice. So good job, Betty's. Mavis has come in. Ships are dead in the water. And we put another torpedo in a ship. This time the DD Kawi, probably going to go down, I would imagine. As I've said many times before, destroyers and torpedoes just don't mix. Sweeping again here at Port Moresby. The first sweep was a little inconsequential. This time we take out 4 buffaloes. Finally, a clean kill against a lightning this turn, which has been hard to come by. Onto the PM air phase, and hopefully we'll get some second strikes, and we do. Betty's coming in, Nels against Wake Island, and sadly, we are not able to make contact with their ships again. Not able to sink any. Another sweep here above Bataan. Yeah, I'm just getting worked over here. He has changed his cap up a little bit and definitely has more planes flying than he has for a while. Also, first time I think we've seen air cobras, and all that results in a lot of my planes being lost today. Not a good scene. I'm going to have to pull back a little bit in my air operations and figure out how I'm going to deal with this. I'd rather just bomb Bataan into submission, take out these planes on the ground. That's always my preferred strategy. But for whatever reason, I have not been able to get my bombers to fly. Even with escorts, even when there's not a lot of cap at Bataan, for some reason they're not wanting to make that flight from Takao to Bataan. And my airfield here at Apari, it's getting big, but it's not quite big enough for me to move a lot of bomber groups there. I'm thinking maybe if it's shorter, maybe it's shorter range, I'll have more luck. We'll see. And honestly, right now with all this cap, I don't really want to put bombers above this hex, because if some bombers run into the cap right here, they're just going to get chewed up. It's going to get ugly. That little sweep here. This one seems to go better. Yeah, it definitely does. This group takes out, what, 6 planes to no losses? That evens up the score a little bit for me today. Betty's again going after Cebu. I'm pretty sure that's where those Catalinas came from with the torpedoes. And we do find a lot of Catalinas here on the ground, damaging quite a few of them, and doing some good runway hits. Even more Catalinas damaged, and another one destroyed on the ground. Mavis is coming again, but they miss. That's a shame. Going after Clark Field. I think we're going to bombard there at Clark Field just to see what he has. Trade a Betty for a Warhawk, not the trade that we want to make. Betty's coming in, hopefully with torpedoes. Ships are dead in the water. We should be able to hit them with something. But we can't. That's just sad. That was sad. That was sad. All those Bettys, and could not hit them. They're using bombs, which makes me wonder if I need to restock torpedoes, because they flew earlier with torpedoes, so maybe they just need some more. Catalinas try to hit us at Talati London, but we handle it with cap. Again, this is where those Catalinas are coming from, Cebu. That's where the air headquarters is for them to use those torpedoes. So we just need to try to keep them damaged if we can. Bettys go after the ships at Wake again. Again, no luck. Take out a lightning. That looks like it for the day. That looks like it. Painful day for us. Not the way we wanted to go, but we also sunk some ships. Wasn't terrible. I attacked deliberately at Patau. Get 3-to-1 odds and move this unit off the off this road at least. And these units are gonna kind of head over to Lancao if they can. And I shock attack at Nanyang. This is a group I've kind of bypassed everything else that he has in the area, and great, 7-to-1 odds. Just go ahead and brute my force way through, destroy a unit, and 3 have to retreat with quite a few squads destroyed. And the plan here is to take this group about 2,000 AV here, 1,800 AV, and just go right up this road towards Cyan. I think he has all his forces kind of forward deployed here, and if he does, I'm going to be able to just kind of push up towards Cyan, and he's going to have a hard time getting anything in my way besides these troops that just got wrecked at Nanyang. And because it's a major road, I should be able to move pretty quickly up there. And if I can possibly bypass a lot of this stuff down here and take northern China. I can block off northern China from southern China and kind of have free reign to take Cyan, which is very valuable, and take Lanchao, which is valuable as well, produces oil and supply, as does Cyan. So definitely some options there, and we're off to a good start with that taking Nanyang on the first attack. I attack deliberately up here, and it goes terribly. Actually, not too terribly. Losses are about the same, but it is a 1-7 attack. It's just really good terrain here, which makes it tough. And also, he has more AV than I expected him to. Do another bombardment here at Loyang. Eventually, these troops will be disrupted enough for me to take the Hex, but it's just taking a little while. Again, good casualties here from that bombardment. And I bombard Clark Field for the first time. Let's look to see what he has here. Infantry Division, a beat-up Infantry Division, probably came from Manila. These constabulary regiments, which are good. 2 tank battalions, those are going to be tough. And I don't have that much in the Hex quite yet. A couple big divisions, but the rest of my units are still moving in. I want to have a little bit more. I want to be around 3,000 AV before I really go after the Hex. Pretty inconsequential as far as the bombardment goes. And we attack at Batangas, taking this aviation, or excuse me, taking the Hex and forcing this aviation battalion aside. Ally shock attack at Changsha. This could hurt, this could eject us. He's a lot of AV here. We've kind of been going back and forth, and my troops are not in great shape. Yeah, look at them evaporate there. Not good. We get 1-to-1 odds. Oh, this goes much more poorly for him than it did me, let's be honest. So, 0 destroyed for me, 124 disabled, 437, 1,228 disabled for him. Lots of non-combat losses, lots of engineer losses, lots of gun losses, and a little bit of vehicle losses, though I do take a lot of disabled vehicles. It's probably the fact that I had armor here, all that hard AV. It's probably what saved me from worse casualties. But yeah, he just really hurt himself a lot more than he hurt me with that attack. And that looks like it for the turn. So yeah, I'm still kicking myself about those submarines. And again, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I didn't think their patrol route took them to Wake, but evidently it did. Evidently it did. This one may not make it back either. And still ships at Wake here. And it doesn't look like my carriers are spotted. So that's probably why his ships are still there, is the fact that the carriers are still carriers are not spotted. So I may be able to take some of those ships out tomorrow. Invasion task forces here, some surface combat task forces. Again, I really don't know what to do about these mines. I don't have good minesweepers in the area. My DMSs are all over in the Dutch East Indies and the South China Sea. So we're just going to have to take it on the chin with some mines when we land, which I really don't want to do. But we need to take Wake. At this point, it's been too long. It's almost January, and we need to take the Hex. We just need to get it done and take our shots. Let's look at our ships sunk this turn. Yeah, those really wonderful submarines of mine, which have been doing such good work, being taken out. Now, this is another mine near Barra, 74106. I think I have to figure out where that is, where they ran into those other mines. But we do take out 3 destroyers, all near Makassar. It looks like that surface task force may have ran itself out of ammunition, out of fuel, chasing after the Lutzow, and is now just kind of cripples there as they try to fuel back up. Let's look at air losses. I'm kind of dreading this as well. Oh man, terrible air losses today. Kind of evenly split between us. I take 85, he takes 83. 31 zeros go down. Meanwhile, he loses 13 buffaloes. I lose a lot of Bettys to flak, a lot of Lilies to flak. He does lose 11 lightnings, and his replacement pools on lightnings are even worse than my 0 pools. I mean, I don't know what his pools look like, but his replacement rates on lightnings are not great. His Warhawk pools, after so many losses, they have to be almost exhausted, I would hope. But yeah, painful day in the air. Painful day. And again, just, I feel so dumb about, okay, yeah, you too, don't go to Wake. We're going to stop that right now. So, one of the, I guess, drawbacks of my submarine strategy is I have my submarines operate in groups, and because they operate in groups, if one submarine runs into something, several other submarines are going to run into that same thing. In any case, let's take a look what's going on. There's some ships at Padang. It looks like they're maybe picking something up. I'm not sure what they're doing. Still some ships at Oosthaven, this cruiser group. Kind of east of Oosthaven. I don't know where his carriers went. I lost sight of those, unfortunately. I don't think they went out this way, because my subs would have seen them. So they're probably down here near Sorayaba. I would love to get a submarine in among all those ships that have run out of fuel. But he does have mines there, and that would be disastrous. So we're just kind of going to wait on the outside of there here. We'll take Sarong this next turn. And pretty soon we'll actually land some real combat troops at Sambas and be able to take that hex. In any case, that is what's going on in the war right now. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the Discord. Take care, everyone.